Hello there, and welcome to another episode on Surviving Bedrock. So, when we last left you, we had just built a little starter house here. I've not done a huge amount, I'll be brutally honest with you, since we were last together. So, I've been feeding my sheps and shearing them. We've bred some more cows. Still need more to do with that. We've been slowly growing our sugarcane. It can still go a little bit further, but we've been farming that one up, and our tree farms over in the horizon there are looking quite good. And our wheat and our potato farms are now fully stocked, so we can harvest those once they've grown. So we got ourselves our nice little start, but as you may notice, it's episode 3 and I'm still in my suit. So I think the first thing we're going to do is sort ourselves out something that provides us a touch more protection, so that we can survive, because we've died a few times on the server already and levels are going to be reasonably important. So while it gets dark, I'm jumping inside and we're going to go and find ourselves some armor to wear. So that's a little bit better. I don't feel quite as fragile as I have done previously. So, having got a good start and got some basics underway, we now need to start getting a few extra bits to make our life a lot easier. And most of that stuff is going to be underground. So, time to get a mine going. Now, my plan for my mine, it's quite specific, to be brutally honest with you. So my first job is going to be, we are going to dig a tunnel through here. I'm then going to dig a little bit that gets me through to the other side, which is going to make me getting backwards and forwards a lot easier rather than having to clamber over this all the time. Once we've done that, I'm going to dig a shaft going all the way through the mountain this way, some parts, for a couple of reasons. Number one's going to be a big room that's going to be inside this mountain, and then the second part is going to be my mine shaft. So you're not going to want to watch me hack my way through this mountain, I don't believe. So we're going to go and do that now, and I'll bring you back once we've got some basic excavation done and we can see from there. Okay then, so see you soon. So here we are. We have the start of my underground empire. Let's have a look, shall we? So we go up the stairs. We have a nice tunnel all the way through this little mountain range that comes out the other side, which is going to make my life significantly easier when it comes to traversing to where my eventual build area is going to be, which is that big hill that we showed you on the other side. Also gives me access to some various other locations over this side. If we come through here, we branched off to this side. We'll scoot past this room for the time being. This is where my mine shaft is going to go. We have an 8x8 room here, which is going to be my mine shaft. I will explain why it is this shape and why it is exactly here in a moment. I say in a moment, when we come back to actually build it, which will be in a little while. And the reason it will be in a little while is because of this room here. So this room here is going to be eventually my iron farm and villager trading hall. Now, I don't AFK on a server ever, pretty much. Very, very, very rare. So when it comes to time consuming tasks, I have to be smart about it. And so what we are going to do is we are going to go and grab us a couple of villagers. We are going to stick them in this room and make certain that they can't get out and nothing else can get into them, with a whole bunch of beds, and we are going to feed them a load of potatoes. And with that, whilst I am digging my mine shaft out, these guys will be doing their thing and bringing me a whole host of villagers. This is probably not the best way of doing it, but it's the most time efficient way of doing it. When I'm going to go and grab my villagers in a second, you will see probably the best way of doing this, which is Rafe has a villager breeder. He's got a video out on it. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go and watch it. But he's got a villager breeder on a hilltop over there, which produces him as many villagers as he wants, and he can just ship them to wherever he needs them. Mine's a little bit different. My approach is a little bit different. I am going to pan a load of villagers up. I am going to stick a load of beds in here, and I am going to force feed them potatoes until they pop out as many sprogs as I need in this area. I'm going to probably have around 40 of them in here. We will build the iron farm directly above it. So I have got a lot more digging out to go, and I've also got some more digging out back here to go. But there's no point me digging all of this stuff out whilst I'm also trying to dig a mine shaft, whilst I'm also trying to breed up villagers. So we're going to do this in stages. But the first stage is to go and get myself some villagers. Where do I get villagers from? Well, when I did my little explore right at the start, something I didn't show you was a reasonably cursed village. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop back over there now. I'll show you my cursed village. And from there, we'll bring a couple of villagers back, and we shall get our little iron farm started. So yeah, we have a village over here that we found on my travels at the start. On the first episode that we did, when we went over to the mountain biomes and stuff like that, we found this little village, and we did take a few of their basics out. So we grabbed ourselves some potatoes, and I managed to miss the carrots that are behind me, so I'm going to go steal those in a second. But the reason I say that this is a reasonably cursed village is yeah, they live right next door to this woodland mansion. Now, I've seen plenty of villages that have pillager outposts. In fact, I think there's one sort of over by Spawn that have pillager outposts next to them. But a woodland mansion's a bit of a bad neighbour. Brings property values down, I think, quite a bit. But not only that, now excuse me while I do just jump here, because I much prefer carrots to potatoes. So we are just going to steal these guys' carrots. Because they're so much better for villagers. That's not the only reason that this village is a little bit cursed. Yeah. When your next door neighbour lives like 100 blocks below you, that makes travel to and from a little bit tricky. But also, if memory serves me correctly, and if I can get down there without dying horrendously, let me have a quick look. You know what? Roof. Ah. Okay, let's try not to die. Bye-bye, Mr. Creeper. Thank you. Could probably do with sleeping, methinks. There we go. So yeah, the other thing is, if memory serves me correctly, I also happen to notice that if living alongside a woodland mansion wasn't bad enough, we can get down there. Yeah. There was also a zombie spawner right next door to their village as well. So if you're not in perpetual fear from the Ravagers... Oh, got some music discs in here. Not in perpetual fear for Ravagers. I've got melon seeds already. Having a ready supply of zombies spawning inside your village is also there as well. So, yeah, not the nicest of places to live, but I'm now going to make their lives so much better by providing a nice, warm, comfortable living environment for them. He says, trying to figure out how to get down without dying. We'll go this way. And then we can go this way. There we go. And this will get us down to a ground level. So yeah, I am going to liberate a few of the wondrous residents of this village. We shall take them by boat across land and sea. Base is over that way, but what we're going to do is we're going to head over this way because it means I can avoid all of these massive mountains. We're going to take them over there. We are going to put them in a nice little abode that we have created for them. We are going to look after them. We are going to treat them with the greatest of kindness. And they are, instead of that, going to provide me with wondrous amounts of stuff. So if you didn't know, villagers are by far the best source of a lot of things in the game. But we'll go through that over the next few episodes. But yeah, so that's the plan. Do I have boats with me? No. Yeah. I have wood. We can make some boats. We'll make some boats. I have some leads. Quite important. So yeah, we are going to go take our villagers back to my base and then we'll start getting some bits set up. When moving a couple of villages a reasonable amount of different distance, there are a few things that I generally tend to use. So we have boats. If you're moving lots of villages short distances, mine carts are generally quicker. But when moving only a few villages, setting up a big long minecart track and everything else to move just a couple of villages seems a bit pointless. So for this sort of distance, boats, because I'm only moving 2 of them, boats are where we're going to be going. I need leads. I need a water bucket. We need some blocks. Any block will do, just something that you can pillar up with a couple of blocks, and you'll show you why in a minute. And a bed, because being dark and being stuck in a boat with a villager is not fun. So having a bed so that you can sleep is always appreciated. So what we're going to do is we are going to stick a boat down the floor right there in front of this gate. We're going to open said gate. We are going to climb in and we are going to give our villager buddy here a bit of a nudge so he walks out there. We can then come out of here. We can shut these 2 guys back in and we have a villager in a boat. Now, you can jump in the boat yourself and at an absolute crawl, you can slowly but surely row yourself in the direction that you want to go. The other thing you can do, which is much quicker, is you can stick a lead on said boat and you can drag your villager. This is generally the quickest way. Now, you do have to be careful you don't snap your lead. So if you're in really tight areas, this can be a bit of a pain in the backside to do. Now, when you get to downhill sections, if we unpop my lead here, we get back up again. I said unpopped my lead. Can't jump in a boat while you have a lead in your hand. Big downhill sections, your boat will travel a lot faster. So we can just come down here, and then when you're going downhill, the boat gets a bit of a speed boost from going downhill, so that's all fine. And obviously, when you're going over water, this makes life really simple. And you can just power across your water and away you go. Now, when it comes to getting out of the water, this is a bit of a pain because you can't jump a boat out of water. It doesn't work. So what I like to do, and we shall show you this over here, because this is where I'm getting out of the boat. Go around this corner. So what you do, you find yourself a nice little flat area. We park our boat right up there and we jump out. You then take your second boat. You drop it on the floor. You nudge it as close to the first boat as you can without it going up, so it's now pushing against him. I then break the boat. Be careful not to hit your villager. And this guy should just jump in. If he doesn't jump in straight away, you can nudge him again and he'll probably jump into the boat straight away. Now, actually, we won't do that. If I jump in, I keep trying to throw a lead on this boat, don't I? If I jump in this boat and grab my bucket of water, if you're going up a slow incline like this, what you can do, place a bucket of water on the top there, wait a second, and your boat will float up it. And you can then just go up single blocks like that. The other thing I like to do is what I call surfing. So if I place a bucket of water here, the boat will float and I can literally just zoom up and it'll be as if I'm traveling on water. And if you're quick enough, you can pick your water up without having to worry about it. Again, going up a single block, we'll put our bit of water here. We'll wait a second, the boat will come up. I went a bit too far. If we back out, we can grab your bucket of water back in. So yeah, all we're going to do is we are going to slowly but surely, oh wait, leave that fox alone. Slowly but surely wake our way over, surfing where we can. Try not to fall down any holes because that will make our life really tricky. But surfing when we can, using our bucket of water to go up there. And I'll show you what I do when I come to bigger areas that you have to try and climb when I get to one. So here we are. We're about halfway back to my base. We've managed to go through the spruce forest that was behind us. We've come down this river out here and we have this little mound of hills to go through. You may be able to see on the top here, I'm not the only one on the server messing with villages. Rafe has a video and I'll mark it in the, put it in the description. But Rafe has a video on this little build just up here, which I believe is his villager breeder. I'm going more lazy man's route, I shall say. That is technically the better way of doing it. It's going to give him a lot of villagers that you might be able to do a few extra bits with because they may well be very well be clean villagers, whereas mine are just going to be quick and dirty villaging today and for the foreseeable future. To be fair, I might build a breeder at a later date for some other things, but for what I'm going to be doing, the way I'm doing it is going to work perfectly fine. So yeah, I need to get up this hill, and this hill, if I was to do it with the water buckets, would be a bit of a pain. What I do here is basically we just jump our man up. Now, the further you go and the higher you are, the higher this thing will jump. So this is also why we bought the blocks, because if I pillar up a few blocks, I can jump, and then this guy will come up a lot higher. So what I can do now is when you're coming up to sort of larger hills, so stuff like this is perfect for. Coming up, there we go. A bit of a space here. If I go too far, I'm going to end up breaking my lead, so we'll just pillar up a couple of blocks. But when it comes to stuff like climbing this is what this technique is absolutely perfect for. So I can literally, if we do backwards, we can just bounce our man up here with our leads. And he will just follow me backwards up the hill. Yeah, man. There we go. And then we can bring him up there. And we are heading over here. That's where the starter lake is. So that's where we are heading for. So let us just get my man up to the top of this hill. Now, I do believe, if memory serves me correctly, there's a bit of another river down here and a chasm around there as well. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sort of head round this way, avoid this chasm that's just here. So yeah, that's my job. We'll see if we can't get this guy home and then we'll be back in a minute. Right, so we are now back at my little cut-through entrance here. We're going to attempt, badly, to row my boat up this Come on. There we go. No, there we don't go. Come on, up we go. Wait. No! Come on, in you get. This is always a danger when it comes to dealing with villagers and boats and water and such. If the boat breaks, that villager was rather kind and did not flee the scene, but they can do. So, I'll wait for us to float up just enough to get over the lip. There we go. So now we're in here. And we shall take the slow trudge. Around this way. Continue the slow trudge across. We are nearly done. Open my gates, drive my boat through, and we have our two wondrous souls. That are both here. So, next thing we need to do, I just want to make certain that these guys have delinked from their workstations back at the old village. That is going to be quite important for what I want to do with them. So, let us go and make certain that that is the case. Give me wood. We want some slabs. We will have a couple of, not a barrel. Barrels would work, I suppose, but that's not what I want. Slab. A composter. Whack the barrel up there, those up there. So we grab our two composters. We will head back into the room. I don't think I've put any profession blocks down. I'm pretty certain I don't. And now, in theory, we might have to break their boats, but that's not going to be the end of the world. Oh, and a bed. You have linked. You don't look like a farmer. Is that the pack that's broken? Let's take my sword. First man. You are indeed a farmer. You're linking to that one. You have just linked to one. You are also a farmer. So we are good as far as those are concerned. Maybe a pack issue? Or is that just how these farmers look? Don't know. I haven't got a big floppy hat. Maybe it's a pack issue. But anywho, we have two guys here. My next job is to set this up so that these guys, I can feed them a boatload of carrots or potatoes, but a load of food. And then whilst we are digging my mine out, these guys will do their thing and fill this place with villagers. So that's my next step. I'm going to go and harvest some crops. I'm going to get a load of beds made. And we are going to see if we can get ourselves up a little bit of a breeding site. I'm going to want about 40 villagers up here for a trading hall, come iron farm, come everything. So, but the first stage of that is me getting these guys making babies. So, I'm going to go and get myself some beds and we'll see where we go from there. Right, so we have a breeding room set up. We got 40 beds. These two are linked to 2 of them now. And all we're going to do is we are going to lob these guys a load of potatoes. What I should actually do is probably do it this way around. They can throw each other some potatoes and we get some hearts. And touch wood, hopefully. A little sprog. So yeah, we are going to leave these guys to do their thing whilst we go and work on my mine. Now, I'm not certain. I might have to keep coming back here and chucking them more food, but we've got more food growing as we speak. So, my mine shaft. I can now dig this out at my leisure, knowing that I'm going to be within range of these guys. So these guys can be breeding whilst I'm digging this out, which is why we've done all of this in the order that we've done it to, because this is going to take me quite a while to dig through. My mine shaft is going to go straight down. Now, I don't just dig straight down because that would be silly. So what I'm going to do is I basically am going to dig around this room as a spiral staircase. So this is 8 by 8. So I'm going to go in here. We shall grab some torches. Torch in the corner. Next one, and we dig a 4 high. Little corridor all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Torch. And then we go 7 that way, and then we turn left, we go 7, and so we're going to go round in a big circle all the way down to -1 or -52, -54, somewhere like that. You are almost certainly not going to want to watch me dig that deep, so I will come back once we get to the bottom, hopefully, and we shall see you in a minute. Okay, so we have got down to diamond level. We have this nice big circular staircase. We now start hitting the deep slate level. This was painful with an iron pick. It always is, but as we get down to the bottom, he says, keep running in circles. We now have deep slate level and diamond level. So we've already come across our first diamonds of the season. So let us actually, this is what we are gonna do. So we want you. Yo. We are gonna stick crafting table down underneath the stairs. Crafting table can go down there. Give me another couple of yo. which case I can have you and you. We can stick those down there for the time being. And we're going to mine our first diamonds. We have a diamond. As that is the first diamond of the season, that is going to get named and is going in an item frame. But I'm going to keep that one over there for the time being. Now, where was... There's the other badgers. And these bad boys are going to give me my first pick of the year. Oh, this is going to make this a whole lot easier and quicker. So what we're going to do now, and this is the reason why this is in such a specific location. I am going to mine out the entirety of this chunk. And in fact, I'm going to go one block wider. The reason being, this is a slime chunk. So if I mine out the entirety of this chunk, when I go up and down those stairs, slime are going to spawn down here. And it's going to be a real simple, basic, early slime farm. And all I need to begin with is a little bit of slime. So that's the plan here. If I go out one square over that slime chunk, what it will allow me to do is put as much chests and decorate the place a little bit. So it's not just a hole in the ground, which we shall do. The reason that this central area is 6 wide is I'm going to put bubble columns in here. One going up, one going down. That's the direction. So because I'm on the minus negative side, I don't want to be mining that way or that way or that way, because I might hit my fellow server mates. So this is the way I'm going to be going. So we're going to put the bubble columns in here. We're going to shim this down. So we have wall, bubble column, central bit, bubble column, wall. And I'll skim it so it's a couple of blocks shorter. But this is going to be in the middle of the room, making life up and down a lot easier and quicker. And then we're going to have a quick and dirty slime farm in here, as well as storage when we go mining, and we have, our mine is going to head out that way. So yeah, we're nearly done with the mine. I'm going to get this finished. We'll get it decorated afterwards. We will get it the storage in and hopefully some slime, and you never know, might even find a few more diamonds. I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty then, so we now have a pretty finished mining room. So we've got beams all the way around. We have our slime chunk mined out by this center area, which should give us not a huge amount of slime, but I don't need a huge amount of slime. We have the start of the entrance to our mining tunnel. And around here, we've got plenty of storage in the walls just here. We will fill this out at a later point. And then we have our staircase that goes all the way back upstairs. So we have the start of our mine. We have the start of our villagers for our iron farm and our trading hall. So at that point, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. So I shall see you next time round. I'll be honest, I have absolutely no idea what we're going to be doing next, but we'll figure that out by the time we come back, and we shall see you soon. Bye!